The idea came to me probably like, probably a couple years ago, 2 years ago, with my guys, just thinking of like what's going to be the next thing for us. As a young man now, like you'd want to have multiple sources of income. So we like clothes, we like fashion, we like dressing up nice. We just thought we should make a clothing brand. Obviously, it's called Own Your Gift, ORG. I feel like God gives everybody a gift. You might not know what it is now, but your goal in life, I feel like, is to find the gift that you have, whatever it is, and own it. Take possession of it and use it for good. I feel like whenever you do that is when you accomplish life in general. So I feel like owning your gift, just use it for good and use it to spread positivity. So I feel like whatever it is if it's a gift of singing, a gift of dancing, a gift of networking with people, a gift of making people smile, using that gift and owning it and just spreading, positivity around the world. So that's why we call it Own Your Gift.
Welcome back to the DJ Henderson podcast. I'm your host, DJ Henderson, and this is season 6. Man, it's been a journey. We've been at it for a little over a year, about a year and a half now, and I just really appreciate everybody that's been supporting the show. Even if this is your first time tuning in, I really appreciate the support. Season 6, this is going to be a big season, a lot of high-level guests, but I just want to take the time to say thank you for tuning in and supporting the show. If you're not already, please make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications so you never miss a show, drop a like and a comment down below. All those things will be greatly appreciated. They'll help me out, help the channel out, and continue to support the show in those ways. I really appreciate it, and we're going to get right to this episode. Let's get it. Brian Bassane, my dog, welcome to the show, man.
And I appreciate you having me, man.
I appreciate you coming on here. Mean a lot to me. Past teammate, we just finished being teammates. My dog, got to know you a lot this past school year. Feel like it was just August, a couple of days ago. Just met. We were supposed to be roommates at D&E last year.
Yeah.
That didn't work out the way. Well, I can't say it didn't work out how we wanted to. We both got single rooms, so that's lit. Bright, tell everybody where you're from. Talk to me about your upbringing from North Miami. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, for sure. Bright Bassane, obviously, Miami, Florida, born and raised. Great upbringing, mom and dad both home taking care of me. Got 2 brothers. Both played sports growing up. Always kept us off. Just kept us from bad activities and stuff. Stayed in the gym, obviously. Just finished up this year, at D&E. Senior year went pretty by fast, but great experience though, for sure.
Definitely. Congratulations again. I know I told you before, graduated, got your 4-year degree. That's crazy. I'm ready. I'm excited to get my degree next year. Seeing y'all boys graduate, I was like, dang, I gotta make sure I stay locked in and get right so I could graduate next year like y'all boys. So definitely happy for you. What does it mean to have your 4-year degree? How does it feel?
No, for sure. First of all, I appreciate it, but it was tough, to keep it honest, how we do. Like we go to school first for sports and then we kind of go for academics. But going through them years, figuring out how important academics is, being the first in my family to get a degree was big. I got my associates a couple of years ago, and to see my parents' reaction about an associate's degree was big. So when I was able to bring my dad up with me to West Virginia and get that bachelor's and see how proud he was of me, it was a big step. So I was really happy about that. It's gonna go by fast though. That senior year for sure is gonna go by fast. So my advice to you probably just cherish it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it was a good senior year for me. So just cherish all the moments you have, especially playing basketball too.
Definitely gonna make sure I do that. Keep that in mind. We hear all coaches say that, how time flies real fast, taking it for granted. So definitely got to keep that in mind. Lock in, cherish everything, all the moments. And in Elk Vegas, you feel me? In Elk Vegas soon. Today, we got a little bit different kind of show. Today, we're not doing a typical interview. Talking with one of my good friends, my dog, Bright, talking about a bunch of different topics. First thing we're going to start off talking about is the Robb Elementary School shooting. First things first, before we start doing anything entertaining, I want to send my condolences, prayers to the 21 families that were impacted by this catastrophe, this tragedy. In Uvalde, Texas, is really tragic. It's worse than tragic. Tragic is just a word we use, but it's a crazy world we live in, and my prayers go up to those people that were affected by that. Talk to me about what you thought about this horrific event, and when you first seen it the other day, like what were your thoughts on it?
Yeah, shocked, obviously. Shocked. seeing stuff like that, man, like it's just sad, man. And something I'm starting to learn is just like just to put myself in other people's shoes and like see how they will feel. So like having a kid and bringing them to what you think would be a safe haven school, you think nothing wrong would go in to get a call like that. Like, oh, that's like I wouldn't wish that on anybody. You know, that's terrible. 19 kids, like just heartbreaking. You know, I feel bad for the families and stuff. That's why I just try to stay prayed up, you know, all the times. You know what I'm saying? Stay prayed up. Cherish moments you have with loved ones because you never know. Like stuff like this is happening in America too often. Like, so that's why this something big for me. I feel like, but very tragic, like you said, tragedy for sure.
Definitely. I'm not really too far into politics. Obviously, the political issue that people are talking about in regards to this is the gun control issue. People say they need guns, don't need guns, this, and this. I'm not really too far into politics. I don't have no guns, and I'm not into gun control really. Like, I'm not in that lane. But what are your thoughts on that whole ordeal, politics, gun control, those things of that nature? What are your thoughts on
Yeah, I'm kind of like you. I'm not really like huge in the politics, but my thing really is just like there's no way a kid should be able to obtain like a AR-15, like an assault like weapon like that, just to go and get it, have it in his possession. I feel like nowhere in the world somebody should be able to get one like that. Like that's not even to have for safety. That's just negativity right there. So I just feel like they shouldn't even have be able to get that to begin with. So I'm just confused on like how he got the weapon and all of that stuff. So that's how I feel about it.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Texas is kind of a different kind of state. They talk about seceding from the country sometimes, becoming their own country. Things are a lot different. I'm pretty sure in Texas, I'm pretty sure it's like if you're over 16, you can carry guns. People conceal, openly carry guns. So everybody got guns in Texas. I just think, like you said, it shouldn't be a thing really. You should have to go through a lot of extra like steps to get an assault weapon or any weapon that's more than just a handgun. I think personally, I'm not into it, like I said, too much, but I feel like the same way it shouldn't be 18-year-olds. Even there was the mass shooting the other day in Buffalo. The guy
Yeah,
was shooting people at the Capitol riots. He was a kid. He was like 18, 17. What's that? Kyle Rittenhouse. I don't even know how I remember his name, but yeah, like I don't think people that are underage should have access to those kind of guns, like you said, because usually it doesn't
yeah,
do good things.
yeah. And a lot of these shootings are by kids too. It's not even grown folks. It's kids. So that's even more alarming too. So definitely got to change because you won't feel it as much until it happens to a loved one of your own. So I feel like we shouldn't even make it get to that point, you know. So we got to do something about that for sure.
I think you're definitely right. We kind of obviously we care about it, but it's like too far from home for us to feel it.
Yeah,
How people that are closer to it feel it, or people that are directly impacted by it. But a couple years ago, obviously in our lifetime, school shootings have become a major thing. The first one that I remember like vividly is Sandy Hook, and then from there it just became more and more common. The school shooting that happened a couple years ago at Stoneman Douglas High School, South Florida, Broward County. That's a little bit closer to home, like you just said. Talk to me about that and how you felt about that compared to now. Like, what are your thoughts on it overall?
yeah. That's like probably like 25 minutes away from me. Like I said, like parents always watching the news, came up on the news, just stunned, you know. Like first of all, trying to see like if anybody you know had like anything like any families involved in it. But like like after Sandy Hook, that was another big one because it was so close to home, and that just like kept your eyes alert. Now, like damn, it can happen anywhere, you know, really. So like parents telling you to be careful every time you go out now, it's just real bad. Like it's a point we should have never got to, you know, a safe haven like school. People bringing guns and shooting innocent kids that haven't done anything, you know. So that's it. It hit home for sure when it happened over there.
Definitely. I definitely feel similar. Obviously, not the same. I'm in Tampa. I'm from Tampa. So just seeing that it was in Florida, though, is crazy. Like I said, Sandy Hook was in like Connecticut,
Yeah,
all these other things. It seemed like it's like, dang, it's always something, but it's never it's never on your front doorstep till it is. So like you said, just staying prayed up. Hopefully I don't ever have to experience that or have anybody I know. I don't think anybody should ever have to have any experience with something like that. But yeah, I think the world is crazy, like you said, for sure.
Definitely.
The next topic we're going to talk about, we're going to a lighter subject, something we love to talk about more. If you're tuned into this show through YouTube, make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with anybody you think should tune in. If you're listening to the show through a podcast service or a streaming website, please subscribe to the show, leave a 5-star rating, and leave a review. Leave your thoughts down below on what you think about the show. Basketball, the NBA playoffs is on. We're shooting this today, Sunday, May 29th. Today is Game 7, Boston Celtics. They play tonight?
Yeah, they play tonight, I think at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, Game 7, Boston versus Miami. Miami, Game 6, Jimmy Butler put up a big-time game, 40-plus, 47, I think, 48, something like that, 49 maybe. The game before, the last 2 games before this past one, he was averaging 9 points a game. He came out and had a 45-plus point game, almost a 45-point triple-double. Talk to me about Miami and Boston. What you think?
Yeah, man. First of all, Jimmy Butler, man, that's just an example of mentality right there, dog mentality. People were killing them in the media for them bad games. Everybody wrote Miami off, and he went into Boston and did that. Shout out to Jimmy Butler, first of all. But yeah, the games today, big game. I just feel like it's tough to rely on one dude that much in order to get wins. Because if you're watching the series, kind of like all the games Miami's won, Jimmy Butler was like the one that had to do everything because Miami doesn't really have guys that can score. So like him doing everything and barely beating teams, like it's gonna be hard to rely on him for Game 7, especially Boston being a good defensive team. So it's gonna be tough for sure to rely on one dude to carry the game. But he's done it, so like I wouldn't be surprised if he does it again.
Definitely. I'm definitely with you on that. I think Boston is overall the better team, especially right now at this moment. Kyle Lowry's a little bit injured. Who else is injured? Tyler Hero's injured. They're playing through injury. Everybody's injured in the playoffs at this point in time, but Miami's more depleted of their normal roster. And then I think Boston is the better team, even with their full roster. So I think if they both play an A-plus game, Boston's going to win. But like you said, I wouldn't be surprised if Jimmy Butler put on a spectacular performance. They're at home. Last game, he did that on the road in Boston. Closeout game, he earned his team another game. I think he's definitely capable of winning the game in Miami. Miami going back to the finals, that would be pretty lit, just like old times. Yeah. Speaking of the finals, going to go to the West Coast. Dallas versus Golden State just wrapped up. Talk to me about what you think about that series, how that went, and Steph Curry, Luka Doncic, those guys.
Yeah, man. First of all, I think that was an example of kind of like how you can't rely on one guy to beat a good team. Luka, obviously, great player, had a great series, but they relied on him, obviously, because he's a vocal point of their offense. They relied on him, but you can't beat a good team like Golden State that has a culture, that has a system like that. So I wasn't surprised how easily they beat them. But yeah, that's like you gotta have a full team of support, you know what I'm saying, to make it far in professional basketball like that. To just for him to try to beat Golden State kind of by himself. You got Curry on the other side, you got Clay, you got merchants like Jordan Poole, Draymond leading them. Like it's gonna be tough to beat them. Golden State looking real nice right now, really good. They're looking comfortable right now in the driver's seat.
Definitely, I think they are in the driver's seat. I don't know who I would like out of Boston and Miami versus Golden State.
I got Boston. I got Boston winning tonight for sure. Because I just can't see Jimmy Butler carrying them again. I got Boston. People gonna hate me, because I'm from Miami, but I got Boston winning tonight, and then I got Boston and Golden State going at it. But it's gonna be a good series, though, for sure. I think.
Definitely. I know you're a KD fan, so I have to ask you while you're on my show, while the lights are on. What do you think about Luka Doncic getting him a game, not getting swept, and KD getting swept by the Celtics? What do you think about that?
Yeah, you know me. I'm a KD guy for sure, but I gotta be fair. Whenever somebody else, if this happened to somebody else, I critique it. Obviously, you know what I'm saying. Everybody has bad series. You know what I'm saying. All the greats has bad series before. KD struggled a lot. I've never seen KD struggle that much in a series, honestly. I've never seen a defense be able to hold him like that. You know how I feel about him. I still think he's the best, but it's going to be bad. Like, especially if Golden State wins too, it's going to look bad. I feel like for him because he just left there and they won without him. But it was a rough series. It was hard to watch. You seen how I was in the group chats and stuff like that, seeing how he played bad like that. But I feel like he's going to come back next year better. Just a learning experience. So, but it was tough though watching that, seeing KD struggle like that for sure.
Obviously, he's one of the greatest of all time. Definitely top 5, top 3, probably top 3, top 2 players in the league right now. Definitely, probably not even probably, but it is pretty bad. Me and my homeboys was talking about this. I was like, KD couldn't get me one game. Luka got one against Golden State. But I mean, I feel like it's obviously not all KD, just like it's not all anybody. It's a team sport. It's not all Russell Westbrook. It's not all Kyrie Irving. It's not all Kevin Durant. It's not all LeBron James. Like I mean, I understand it's a team game. I just feel like he just went into a situation that he wasn't necessarily ready for, obviously, because he couldn't foresee COVID and Kyrie doing his thing. James Harden wanted to leave. Like, it's just not Ben Simmons on the team but not playing. Like, it's a lot of moving parts, and I feel like he just couldn't get it done this year how he usually does. But yeah, me and my friends were talking about that. I was like, KD couldn't even get me a game.
And you see it. And you see how it is in sports. The best players, when you win, they get most of the praise. And when they lose, they get most of the blame, even if it's not their fault. So, like, it just comes with the job like that. So I feel like he understands, where the backlash is coming. He can take it,
Definitely. So Boston and Miami, Game 7 tonight. You got Boston winning. So Boston versus Golden State. What's your thoughts on that series? What you gonna be looking for?
This is gonna be a great matchup. If it happens, that would be a great matchup. I feel like Golden State's gonna have a way harder time with Boston. I feel like than all the other teams they played because the size Boston got. They got size all across the board, every position. So the offensive rebounding that they've been getting in these other series, I feel like it's not gonna happen like how it's been happening. The defensive anchor they got and Rob Williams in there. They haven't played one like that really yet. Defensive player of the year, Marcus Smart. He'll be chasing stuff around, you know what I'm saying? And then you got defenders on the wings too. You got Tatum, you got Brown. They really didn't have defenders like that in Boston, and then like they try to exploit Luka because he doesn't really defend. They won't be able to do that in Boston because they switch everything. All of them, the guys can defend. So it's gonna be a way harder matchup, I feel. And Boston has scorers, They got Tatum, they got Brown that can score. Horford will get you a couple good games. Marcus Smart will hit a couple threes, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's going to be a really good series if it happens. I feel like that's why I really want it to happen. Golden State won't be able to get away with some of the stuff they've been getting with these other series.
I definitely agree. I think it's a pick'em series. I think it could be either or. You can't underestimate Golden State, their championship pedigree. They've been to the championship multiple times. Like, they know what it's like to win championships. They know what it's like to lose championships. Can't say the same about Boston, but I think people sleep on Boston and their experience. Like, I've heard people on SportsCenter talk about how Boston's inexperienced. They're not ready for Golden State. They said they weren't ready for the Nets. They said they wasn't going to beat Milwaukee. Like, they almost have championship experience. They've been to like 4 Eastern Conference Finals since they've been in the league, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. So I think people kind of sleep on their experience and their winning culture. They got their new coach. He holds them accountable. He take them out the game when they on BS, turn the ball over. He's the coach they needed. It seemed like I remember Stephen A. Smith saying nobody in Boston took Brad Stevens serious as a coach, this, and this. Now they got a new coach. Kind of looks like a different team with different changing culture. So that might be what they needed. I'm excited, but they got to get there first. Miami first. And I ain't going to put it past Jimmy Butler till it's over. So we're going to see for sure. So I need your thoughts. If Steph Curry wins this NBA Finals, will he move to top 2 point guards of all time? If you're tuned into this show through YouTube, make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with anybody you think should tune in. If you're listening to the show through a podcast service or a streaming website, please subscribe to the show, leave a 5-star rating, and leave a review. Leave your thoughts down below on what you think about the show.
I feel like he's top 2 already. I feel like he's already 2 even. Huh?
He's better than Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah, bro. To be honest, though, if you think about it, I exclude Magic Johnson because he's 6'9", but like Curry and Isaiah Thomas are the only two like point guards to be the best players on a team to win an NBA championship. You know what I'm saying? So like, because you know what I'm saying, miniature guards, 6'2", 6'3", you know what I'm saying? Like in the NBA, you don't win with point guards being your best player. They usually, you know what I'm saying, a good piece, but like I still Magic because he's 6'9", you know, he could have played other positions, he could have guarded other positions, but to be the best player on the championship team, being like 6'2", 6'1", it's hard. It's real hard. And they're the only two that done it. Isaiah got two, Curry got three right now. And he's the best ever at something. You know what I'm saying? That's why I got him over Isaiah Thomas. He's the best at one certain skill, which is shooting, you know what I'm saying? And he has two MVPs. I don't think Isaiah Thomas has an MVP, I don't think. And he won one unanimously. Unanimously. I don't even know how to say that word. But he won one. And then if he gets his fourth one, it's gonna be hard to put anybody over him. He's on the verge. I don't think people are gonna put him as the best, but he's on the road to be the best ever at the point guard position.
I definitely think he's creeping up. If he gets 4 this year, Magic got 5. Obviously, he won 2. Kevin Durant, yeah. But I mean, I think the way that they look with this young team, they got a chance to keep running away. Keep going. It's possible. So if he keeps winning, I don't like when people say, "Oh, it's impossible for him to pass so and so," or "It's impossible for anybody to pass anybody." Like if somebody's still playing at this current moment, then it's possible, bro. Like you can't close somebody's career out until they're done. So I think it's definitely possible. He might be able to pass Magic, but we'll see. They both changed the game in a major way, so we'll see.
Yeah.
The next topic we're going to talk about, question I received, how do you make money or how can you make money as a college athlete? And honestly, that's a great question. That's a question I wish I would have asked before I even got to college, because that's something that we all wonder. We don't, most of the time, I mean, NIL, that's a new thing. So a lot of college kids do and are making good money in college, but most college athletes, 99% of us, we don't make no money. We really be not having money. We'd be broke for real, asking our parents for a little money, trying to do whatever we can to make some money. So that's a great question. First thing I would say about making money in college is you don't really have the time to just get a regular 9-to-5 job, a typical job. So if you want to make some money, you gotta be creative. You gotta be open-minded. You just gotta think about how you could get some. It's the same with everybody else. The only difference is you don't have the chance to go get a 9-to-5 and be in somebody's establishment working, but everybody in the world trying to figure out how to make some money. So what are some ideas you got for somebody, right, that's trying to make some money as a college student athlete?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, I was just struggling with that when I started my college career off too. Like you said, you know, we play basketball. We have really like barely any free time, you know what I'm saying, with school and basketball going on. But I say, you know, time management is big, you know what I'm saying? So with that little free time you have, I feel like you could do stuff like you could do like work studies, you know what I'm saying, on campus. So like you don't have to worry about driving anywhere. You could do a little work study, you know what I'm saying, like the fitness center, you know what I'm saying? You could stay in there. You could do a couple hours in there on your free time, the gym, the library, things like that. They have work studies available at schools and stuff. So you could do something like that. It's not that hard, you know what I'm saying? It's no rigorous work. It's not gonna put any toll on your body. So you could do it like that. Another way I think you can make some money is whatever sports you do, and that the town that you're in, you can have a lot of fans that look up to you. You know how it was in our small town. A lot of kids looked up to us. You could train the sport that you do. So if you play basketball or football, you could train kids doing football. You'll get a lot of kids to follow you too. So you can do it like that. You know, charge the kids a little money or the families a little money to train their kids. So that's probably 2 ways I could think of. But it is definitely hard.
Definitely. It's definitely not easy because that's really not your focus. I mean, that is your focus, but that's not what you're in college to do. You're not in college to make money. You're in college to get your education and play your sport. So it's a little bit outside the box. You got to do extraordinary things to be extraordinary. So that's how I see it. To take what you said a step further, like you said, you're an athlete. You got a platform just being an athlete. So the kids in your school, or maybe not kids, teens, people in your area that you could train, where your school is, that's definitely a way to go. But right now we're back home for the summer, and you could train people back in your hometown who will know even more, or they'll be more familiar with you, and they'll actually probably feel a little bit better about you getting paid to train them or their kid or somebody like that, because they know you personally, they've seen you develop as a player, and they've seen you go off to college. So obviously you have some amount of expertise, or you're good enough to where you do have the knowledge to train somebody. So that's something I would say definitely, like you said, train while you're at school, but you could definitely train people while you are at home on breaks, when you come home, summer, spring. Some people don't get spring break, Christmas break, but any breaks you have, anytime, you could just work on your craft and train. So I think that's a good one too. Something I would tell you to do is to start working on building your audience. Anytime you want to be, everybody wants to be an entrepreneur nowadays, and to be an entrepreneur, you got to have leads, you got to have people, you got to have hot customers, people that's willing to pay you for what you do. And the way that you do that is you start building an audience, no matter how small or no matter how long it takes. If you start, then it'll put you in a good situation. So things like taking social media more serious, posting on social media, posting on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, building up your fan base. Even if it's 40 people, like you still got fans. Even right now at this moment when you're not doing nothing, you still have fans out there. You just got to connect with them. So I would say that just taking your social media a little more serious, maybe start a YouTube channel. Everybody says it's not for them. They're not camera people. They're shy, this and this. I was the same way. I never was a camera person. I still really don't take too many pictures. I don't like pictures that much, but I found myself doing something that I enjoy. So doing something like this, maybe not exactly like this, but a YouTube channel and social media, I think that's the key right now, especially coming into college. NIL still fresh. Like, I kind of feel like I missed the NIL wave for the most part. I'm already a junior, about to be a senior. So if you're coming into school, just build your social media up, and you get NIL deals based on your following, your engagement and stuff on social media. So I think that's what I would tell you in order to make some money. It's not like a regular 9 to 5 where you schedule, you getting 15 an hour. Like, you got to take the time and build it to where you can get paid. But I think it's definitely worth it. And yeah, that's probably the thing I would say. We talked about building an audience, starting your own brand. You currently are the entrepreneur yourself. You have a clothing brand, a lifestyle brand in the future, OYG, Own Your Gift. Talk to me about that. You started that up with some of your guys, your family, your friends. Talk to me about that, how you started, what Own Your Gift means to you, and everything like that.
Yeah, the idea came to me probably probably a couple years ago, 2 years ago, with my guys, just thinking of like what's going to be the next thing for us. Obviously, we're still playing basketball and stuff, but as a young man now, like, you'd want to have multiple sources of income. So I don't want basketball to be the only source of income I have. I wanted to do something else, and we came up with that idea obviously because we like clothes, we like fashion, we like dressing up nice and stuff like that. So we just thought of like we should make a clothing brand. Obviously, it's called Own Your Gift, ORG. We call it that because I feel like God gives everybody a gift. You might not know what it is now, but your goal in life, I feel like, is to find the gift that you have, whatever it is, and own it. Take possession of it and use it for good. I feel like whenever you do that is when you accomplish life in general. So I feel like owning your gift, own it, take it by the horn, take the bull by the horn, and just use it for good and use it to spread positivity. So I feel like whatever it is if it's a gift of singing, a gift of dancing, a gift of networking with people, a gift of making people smile, using that gift and owning it and just spreading, positivity around the world. So that's why we call it Own Your Gift. I feel like my gift is, playing basketball and the fashion sense. So that's what me and my guys got into it. So we just kind of started up probably like a year and a half ago.
If you're tuned into this show through YouTube, make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with anybody you think should tune in. If you're listening to the show through a podcast service or a streaming website, please subscribe to the show, leave a 5-star rating, and leave a review. Leave your thoughts down below on what you think about the show. What are some of the ups and downs of being a creator, being an entrepreneur? Obviously, it's not all peaches and cream. I'm sure people start clothing brands and expect to sell out on their first drop. They don't have no idea how tough it is, no idea the things they need to do to make their process smoother. But what are some of the ups and downs? What is it like being an entrepreneur in real life?
Yeah. It's not peaches and creams. It's not all positive, especially when you first started up. There's gonna be some downs, like you won't sell out probably, you won't get a sell in a couple of days. Uh, it's kind of hard, but I feel like once you break, I feel like every business is gonna have its ups and downs. That's just how it is. Uh, I feel like I just feel like just don't think about selling stuff out. Think about, what I'm saying, getting the audience, networking. That's something that I'm starting to do more now, networking, talking to people I wouldn't have talked to before and seeing what doors open up. You know what I'm saying? Doors could open up from anywhere. That one person that you talk to could get you in the door with somebody else that's big and their just brand just blows up. So just knowing that, like, knowing the network, stay in contact with people, that's the stuff you're gonna have to do if you want your brand to excel. But some of the downs is, you got guys, they like your stuff, they want stuff for free. I've got, crazy stuff. They'll be like, "Hey, bro, I love it. Just send me a shirt whenever you can." But it's just confusing to me because you won't go to the Gucci store or the Louis store and ask for free stuff. But that's some stuff that happens, stuff like that. People wanting free stuff, people saying they're going to buy, and don't buy, but stuff like that. You get used to it. But the positive stuff about it is like when you see like 10 people buying one day, seeing stuff like that, it just motivates you to keep going harder and stuff. So that's some of the up and downs that we've seen so far.
Definitely. I'm kind of, it's kind of cool just seeing you do this because it's something that I'm trying to work on. It's something we talked about it before, obviously, talked about clothing starting up, stuff like that. We talked about it a little bit, probably not as much. Probably need to talk to you some more because I'm trying to get my merch going. You see the merch right
I
here.
see that. I see that right there.
Everybody tuned in. This coming soon. This exclusive. Me and Bright gonna help me. He gonna consult me on how to come correct with my merch. But merch gonna be coming. I can't tell you soon, but it's gonna be coming. So be ready for the merch. But yeah, what are some tips that you would give to me or to anybody else that's trying to get their clothing line or get some kind of merchandise off the ground? Like, what would you tell somebody? Some things to avoid, anything like that, from your experience?
uh, yeah. Some advice I'd give out is social media is huge. Social media is like the number one thing right now. So if I'll tell somebody who's starting a brand up before you drop anything, you get your social media pages up, post constantly. Consistency is another thing. Post consistently about your brand because when people see it every day, they're gonna start to get interested. If you post once a week, people are gonna forget about it. So before you even come out with your first thing, uh, put your social media stuff up to get people interested in it and stuff like that. That's one of the big things I feel like I'm starting to get into with TikTok and stuff. TikTok is big. Instagram is huge. Just posting stuff like that is going to get people interested in what you want to do. So that's the first thing I'll do, your social media. And another thing is don't get discouraged. Don't get discouraged on like if you don't sell out in your first drop. Don't get discouraged. People are gonna gravitate towards it if you just continue to put the work in. That's why I started to see with mine. People are starting to mess with it more. The more work I put it into, and find like an audience that'll gravitate towards it. Like me, mine is like what I'm saying, it's lifestyle. You can wear it going out and stuff like that. So like that's the audience I'm leaning towards and stuff like that. So those are the two main things: consistency, social media, and not being discouraged. That if you're not starting off to just keep being consistent, and you'll be good. I think.
Most definitely. What are some of the big picture plans for OIG? Some of the future plans you guys have in the works? Anything you could tell us? I know some stuff you probably want to keep to yourself under wraps, but anything that people should be looking forward to, OIG fans, people that's fans of the brand?
Yeah. The hummingbird shirt we came out with did really well. A lot of people really liked it. We have a drop coming, probably like I said, a couple weeks. I feel like it's gonna be the best one we had. Everybody just probably says that for the next thing they do, but this one's gonna be the best one we had for sure. I feel like it's coming probably like in a couple weeks. It'll be on the Instagram and all of that stuff. But we have that coming up. We have a lot of important people that's gonna be wearing it, like people that the fans are gonna like gravitate towards. So that's big. I'm excited about that. It's summer. Uh, it's hot outside, so just be on the lookout for seasonal clothes that's coming out. That's probably the main thing I'll say right now. And we're doing a couple of restocks. because some of the stuff we had sold out. So we're gonna restock and some of the other stuff. We're gonna figure out what guys want more of, and then we'll just do that and go from there.
Yeah, y'all go first before the new drop come out. Y'all go check the Hummingbird stuff out. The Hummingbird shirts, they go dumb. I like the gray one the best. The white one went dumb when I seen it. I like the gray one the best. I still need to low key get one of them. I can't lie. Y'all tap in. I'm gonna have the OIG, Instagram, everything down below in the description. Y'all go tap in, check out the merch, go shop, go cop, get you some OIG on your gift. Put that shit on. If you're tuned into this show through YouTube, make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with anybody you think should tune in. If you're listening to the show through a podcast service or a streaming website, please subscribe to the show, leave a 5-star rating, and leave a review. Leave your thoughts down below on what you think about the show. Let me see. Last part of the show, questions you like to wrap up with a segment called Crunch Time. Basketball players, that's the fourth quarter, last minutes of the game. You got to know your assignments. You got to come. You got to be locked in, come through for your team. So crunch time, couple questions just to wrap the show up. What's been the biggest obstacle that you've had to face to get to this point so far?
Ooh, I'll say these past couple of years, the injuries, when you play a sport, injuries happen, but I've been pretty fortunate, like in high school, middle school, not to get any serious injuries. But these past 2-3 years with the foot surgery I had and stuff, that was like probably the biggest obstacle I done had, and recovering with it right now it's hard, but that's probably the biggest obstacle right now.
What's that? You know me, I've been injured a good amount too. I don't even like talking about injuries because, yeah, but definitely, people don't understand the mental part of being injured, coming back from that. We ain't gonna do all that. We already talked about enough negativity today, so we're gonna leave that there. What's something that a random person wouldn't know about you, but your close friends, your family, they know about you?
That's a great question. That's a really good question. People might think, being a tall guy, people that don't know me as a tall guy, they usually get the tag of like they're mean, you know what I'm saying? They're like unapproachable. But like my family, close friends know I'm pretty close, pretty likable person. You can come up to me and talk to me. I won't bite, you know what I'm saying? Pretty cool guy. If you get to know me, say what's up to me, I won't be one of those people that don't talk back. So that's probably one thing right there.
What's 1 or 2 quotes that you live by that you take with you at all times? Things that you just keep in your mind, keep you going throughout your days?
Stay even keeled at all times. When good's going, stay positive. When bad's going, stay positive. That's one of the main things I try to live by. And then another thing is be good to people. I feel like when you're good to people, it's going to come back to you. When you're bad to people, it's going to come back to you. So I try whenever I meet somebody, be good to them, keep a lasting impression on them. So whenever somebody asks about me, they only can say positive stuff. So that's probably the 2 main things I live by.
Definitely. I'm a firm believer in that. You reap what you sow, and everything comes back to you in the end. So I definitely feel that positive energy. What's your why? What keeps you motivated to just keep going, striving to do big things?
My family, man, my mom and dad, they tell me stories all the time of, how hard it was coming up from Haiti, coming to Miami, the struggles of living paycheck to paycheck, providing for 3 sons is real difficult. You know what I'm saying? 3 growing boys, athletes, putting them into AAU tournaments and stuff. They'll take the clothes off their back, to provide for us. So whenever like I'm working out or doing something, like that's what I think of first. Like what they've done for me, I try to, do it back. So that's probably the main thing I live for. My parents done a lot for me. So that's where I get like my hard work from them. So that's probably like people I work for.
If you could meet and spend a day with 3 people, dead or alive, who would they be and why?
Ooh. Kevin Durant, Jay-Z, and that's a good question. Kevin Durant, Jay-Z, and Martin Luther King. Those are probably the 3.
I think that's tough. No PG.
Yeah. PG's my guy, my favorite player, but I chose KD because I just want to ask him like, how is it like dealing with like the media scrutiny all the time? Because everybody goes for KD a lot. He made the little burner account and stuff. So like, if I was talking to him, obviously I was talking about basketball first, and like how he deals with media scrutiny. That's how I talk to KD. I'll talk to Jay-Z just to talk about like how great of a businessman he is, how like all the stuff he does, like if some advice from there. And then Martin Luther King, basically just about like how tough was it back in his time, like how he became a great leader like that. Even when people didn't like what he was doing, he still led. So like that's why the three people I want to talk to and why. That's probably the reason why.
Yeah, that's tough. I think that three is lit. I just had to ask about PG because I know that's your guy. But definitely Jay-Z, MLK, Kevin Durant. I think that's tough for sure. Last question I always ask on the show. Whoever you say you got to plug me in, get him on the show for me. Connect me with him. Who do you think I should have on the show next?
Good question. I think I can get you my boy Marvin. He's my guy. We do the OYG stuff together. He's a NBA basketball trainer right now. I feel like you talking to him would be good because you can get on like how he started during the training journey, how he's blown up really crazy. And it's been, I think, a year now. It's been 12 months, literally. He just started, and like how he's training all these NBA guys, how he just came from the combine and stuff. So you can talk to him about his networking skills because he's really good with people. So I feel like that would be a good one. I think I can play you up on him for sure.
Sure. Marv, train with Saint. Need you on the show. If you see this, come tap in, chop it up with me. Yeah. Glad you followed me back the other day. He followed my dog. Can't lie. It's Hollywood in me. But yeah, for sure. Come on the show. I need you on the show if you're interested. Train with Saint, Mr. Marv. Brighton but Saint, my dog. I appreciate you coming on the show. Is there anything you want to? Obviously, there is. Tell me what you want to plug in. OYG, your Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all that. It's going to be all down below in the description. But tell the people where they can find you that's tuned in.
Yeah, you can get me on Instagram. I just started TikTok wave. I'm doing little TikToks now. You get me on TikTok. All of them is the same. I think it's Brighton B 1_ something like that. You can find it. Just write my name and you'll see it. Obviously, the On Your Gift brand, you can type that up on Instagram. You'll see it too. Those are the two things I'm on. So you can get me on there. Catch me on there.
For sure. All that's going to be down below in the description. Y'all go follow my dog on his regular Instagram. Follow the OYG Instagram. Stay tapped in with the merch. It's dropping consistently. They got great pieces already out. Even better pieces coming out in the future. So y'all make sure y'all tap in with OYG, the movement. Bright, anything else you want to say? Any last minute words, any motivation, anything you want to say to anybody that's tapped in right now?
Oh yeah, man. Just keep working. Whatever you're doing, just keep working. Put your head down, and run your own race. That's a big thing I'm doing. Run your own race. Don't worry about what other people are doing. Run your own race, and I feel like you'll just be good in life if you do that.
For sure. Run your own race. Everybody, I appreciate anybody that's tuned in right now. That's about it for this episode, and I'll see you on the next episode. If you're tuned into this show through YouTube, make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with anybody you think should tune in. If you're listening to the show through a podcast service or a streaming website, please subscribe to the show, leave a 5-star rating, and leave a review. Leave your thoughts down below on what you think about the show.